Hello everyone and welcome to another beer review. Now today we've got something a bit different. It's another Woodforde Brewery option in the keg. So it's a 5 litre keg. Now before we did one of the craft beers, because we've got a craft range Woodforde and it's called 52 Degrees North, and we did an IPA which was quite nice actually. It was actually very similar to a kind of golden ale I quite like. So from the Badger's Brewery, so it tasted quite kind of Tanglefoot-esque. But yeah, so today we've got Woodforde Brewery Bure or Bure Gold, apparently, from the Woodforde Brewery in Norwich area. Now, it's situated, apparently the brewery is situated in the Broadland National Park and has been brewing great beer since 1981. So Bure Golden Ale is a lightly roasted ale made with lightly roasted pale malts combined with hops from America, Slovenia and Britain, creating a uniquely aromatic golden ale with intricate citrus notes. There you go. And it's 4.3%, and this one's roughly about £19 if you buy it from Amazon. So it's about £19 buying this from Amazon, and sat on the table. Anyway. So yes, so it's a golden ale, and I've actually poured it. The head was a wee bit better, but I've taken so long to get myself organised since pouring it that it's kind of dissipated a bit. But as you can see, it's still got some head there, and it's still quite lively. Now I have poured this through the beer monster with the assistance in using a CO2 cartridge, so that it has got a bit of extra CO2 than it would be if it was just being poured straight from the keg, which of course you can do. You don't need a beer machine to drink, but the bloody flies. Damn things. Anyway, let's smell it. Now, I'm getting malts, I'm getting roasted malts. So I'm getting that kind of malty sweetness. I'm not really getting any hops. Now, they say there's hops from America, Slovenia and the UK. And I'm struggling to get any kind of floralness, citrusness or anything. Just all I'm getting is kind of malted kind of aromatics, malted kind of slight sweetness. So anyway, as you can see, it's a nice kind of golden colour. Carbonation seems to be okay, but it did add some carbonation to it. So what it's actually like straight out of the keg, I can't honestly see. But I am obviously telling the truth that we have actually added a little bit of carbonation as part of the pouring process. So let's see what it tastes like. Right. Now, I recognise that flavour. The reason why I recognise that flavour is because I did a home brew a couple of weeks back, and I just made a kind of a Mexican lager, and I thought I'd kind of add a little bit of extra hops to it just to kind of give it. Well, the whole idea was to give it a bit of kind of lime-esque kind of flavourings. So it's like a Mexican lager. A lot of times people will put flies. They put a wedge of lime or a wedge of lemon in the bottle. So I thought, well, why not kind of introduce a little bit of that with bloody flies? Thought I'd introduce this with the hops from that point of view and see how it went. And it went actually very well, a bit too well actually, because it was too easy to drink, and I did drink a heck of a lot of it very, very quickly, which is good, but not so bad. So, yes, responsible drinking. Yes, I will recommend everybody to do it. But yes, so what happened is to get the kind of the citrus kind of flavour I wanted, I actually used a Slovenian hop. It was a Styrian hop that I used, and I'm getting Styrian kind of flavours from here in the aftertaste, because one of the things it does give you, as part of the kind of lime-esque kind of flavours, it does give you quite a bitterness as well. It does give you quite a kind of rindish kind of bitterness to it. So that's one of the first flavours I'm getting. So let's break it down. Get bloody flies. Jeez, I don't know what's happened. But anyway. Driving me up the wall. Just teeny little flies. I don't know where the hell they're coming from. What the hell they're up to. Yeah. Anyway, let's get back to it. So, break down the flavours. You're getting that kind of malty sweetness to start with, which is kind of nice. At the start of the mouth, you're not really getting any hot flavours at all at the start. As it starts going to the mid-tongue, you've still got that kind of nice malty sweetness going on there. But you just start getting a little bit of the hops coming through. Now, the flavour is kind of a slight kind of bitterness coming through. Yeah, a slight bitterness that increases increases on the mid-tongue all the way through to the aftertaste where it kind of crescendos. But it's quite a gentle kind of bitterness. I'm not really saying you're getting that much citrus. Yeah, you're getting a bit of bitterness, and maybe you class it as kind of rind bitterness. But I'm not really getting any kind of lime flavours, and I'm definitely not getting any other kind of citrus flavours. I'm not really getting floral flavours either. So yeah, you're getting a kind of a golden ale kind of esque at the, well, it's like kind of golden ale to start with at the front of the mouth, and then halfway through the mid tongue, it starts to kind of really change. It starts to kind of push towards kind of more like a bitter, and it has a kind of more kind of bitter finish. Now, with a lot of ales with the hops, you expect to get a kind of bitter finish because that's one of the kind of trade-offs you get with using certain types of hops. You will get a kind of bitterness to it, which is fine. That's not a problem. But you'll get maybe some floral flavours as well in there, or you get some citrus flavours. So you get a kind of a balance where all I'm really getting is bitterness. I'm not really getting, so it's as if like they've added these hops to give kind of citrus flavours and other maybe hoppy flavours, but all it's really giving you is the kind of bitterness, which of course certain hops will do. And I don't think they've maybe either used enough of the right hops or they've just got the balance wrong. That unfortunately they're getting a lot more bitterness that it's crowded out any other kind of hop flavours, which I don't mind bitterness. But the thing is though, it's not really delivering what they claim it's delivering. So on the aftertaste, you're just getting that kind of bitterness. So it kind of the sweetness kind of dissipates, and you're just left with this kind of light, kind of mild bitterness, and that's it. It's not overpowering, but it doesn't really make it for a particular interesting finish, and it's not really particularly. It starts off quite good, and it gets onto the kind of mid tongue, and you're like kind of wavering, thinking, well, where's this going to go? Because it's not really kind of going anywhere, and then you get a little bit of bitterness. You think, oh, is this the hops coming through? You think maybe you get a little bit of bitterness, and then the other flavours will start to come through, but they don't. Just the bitterness just gets a little bit stronger towards the aftertaste, and that's it. Bloody flies! You fuck off! Go on, you little shit! So, never work with children or animals. Well, it doesn't help when you're a big kid yourself, and there's bloody flies everywhere. Anyway, it's an alright, it's a drinkable beer. But just a bit strange. Bloody fly. So it's right there, you little. Give me your fucker, can you? Don't know if I actually got that or not. There's nothing in my hands. They buggered off anyway. So yes, so it doesn't really kind of go anywhere, unfortunately. It's quite easy to drink, and yeah, it's got a nice mouthfeel. And as you can see, it's quite lively and everything else. It's 4.3%. It's about £19 or just over £19 for a 5 litre from Amazon, with free delivery if you've got Amazon Prime. It's actually okay. But it's just a bit strange because it starts off like a golden ale, but then kind of finishes like more like a bitter, like a kind of mild bitter than anything else, and just doesn't really have kind of anything in between. It's like kind of a bit disjointed. It's like the start of the mouth and the end of the mouth, there doesn't seem to be really any kind of connection between the two, and it's not really that kind of interesting. So, on that basis, what will I give it out of 10? Right, well, we're just with the flavour profiles and everything else. It's very kind of run of the mill, very kind of average. So I'm actually going to give it a 5 out of 10. In fact, probably a 4.5 to 5 out of 10. It's not really that great or wonderful. It's not that bad, but I think it's borderline to be kind of like a 5. So it could be a 5 or just slightly below a 5, maybe down to a 4.5. I'm kind of stuck between the two. It's okay. I'm struggling to warm to it. I'm struggling to find something that. Yeah, I'm going to give it a 4.5. I'm kind of struggling to get. I mean, it's a nice enough beer, but I'm just struggling to get the flavour profiles that I'm expecting or what they were kind of promoting in their back label. So compared to their IPA, it's quite poor because their IPA was actually quite good. It really was for the money, and the IPA is actually cheaper than this. So you've got an IPA that's cheaper than this by a couple of quid, and a far nicer beer, far nicer beer. Beautiful flavours, really is. It's actually really quite nicely brewed, to be totally honest. Um, and I was actually very surprised, really quite surprised on what it was like. And I thought, well, maybe this one's going to be quite good as well. Now, the Woodforde's does do a lager in their 52 degrees north kind of range. So I want to get that in the keg and see what that's like because hopefully that's quite good. But unfortunately, I would say this is a bit of a disappointment. And yeah, 4.5 out of 10. It's 4.3%. It's just over £19 for a 5 litre. And that's really all I can say. If you do get a chance to try or you do fancy trying, yeah, give it a go. It might suit your palate better. I just feel that it's just not really for me and it's not really kind of delivering what it says it was going to deliver. So 4.5 out of 10. Thanks for watching. Cheers and bye for now.